Robinson, and happy Wine Therapy Wednesday. Thank you so much for tuning in to Wine Therapy's Let's Talk About It podcast and show. I'm excited about my topic today. I have a twist to it. When we hear the word survivor's remorse, we think about traumatic events that we've occurred or we've engaged in or we've been a part of, or that we saw and we know someone who maybe didn't make it, or they had like a bad experience too and ours weren't so bad. And so sometimes we feel guilt when they are bad off and we're not, like we're kind of, we're moving on, we got past it or whatever. So when I talk about it today, I'm talking about in regards to moving on with life. Leaving the hood, leaving the country, wanting better for yourself, going to college and they still behind, doing things like that and really wanting them to be there, but they don't want to be there, or because everybody has free will and they make their own decision and choice. You can try to be that, role model for them, but it's ultimately up to them. And we feel guilty when we are ahead and a lot of our loved ones are behind. So that's my topic, right? Uncorked session 29. Survivor's remorse. So we're going to talk a little bit about that because I have personally experienced it myself, the feelings of guilt, different things like that. So I do want to discuss it and I want us to be able to get through it. I don't want us to continue to live in guilt, especially when we don't have that real influence or power for someone else to want more. We can ask them, we can tell them, we can show it to them, baby. It look good. Like, it's like candy, it's gold, but still, they got to make that choice. So we're going to talk about that today. Happy Juneteenth to everyone as well. I hope y'all have enjoyed your day. So let's get into it. You know how we do it. We're going to get our wine of the day. And of course, this is one that has been on the show plenty of times. This is from Love Corkscrew, a Black-owned entrepreneur, winemaker, female in Chicago. And this is her wine, Be the Light. And this is a Sauvignon Blanc. I think I said it right. I tried my best to. But this is, of course, y'all know I usually my red wine. I like it dry, but I changed it up because I don't want to be bored. And I want to make sure that I show you all other wines and things that you can taste that are, more different than red wine, right? So let's get to it. Y'all know we got to do our taste test. All right. So the first step, we got to see it. So as I stated before, y'all know I do red. This ain't red, right? This clear. Yeah. All right. So what do we see? Okay. So the next thing we do after we see is that we swirl. So we're swirling to open up the aroma so that we can taste every flavor when it's time to drink. All right. Like I tell y'all all the time, don't spill y'all wine. We spend a lot of money on our wine, right? So we don't want to waste that. So make sure you're swirling enough to where it won't even fall out the glass, but enough to open it up. Okay. The next thing you do after you swirl, we're going to smell. Because now we want after we open it up, we need to smell what's going on in here. And mine is definitely sweet. Y'all know how I'm about sweet, but this ain't bad though. Hers, this usually have a mix of dry and sweet, so it's like that in between. That's perfect, blend for those who don't like it too dry, don't like it too sweet. So this is really good. Definitely smells sweet grape, child. Very, very sweet. Okay. And the next thing we do after we smell, we sip. Y'all know how y'all do mouthwash, and you be doing. You can do that with this too, because it's your wine. You need to taste everything, everything in it, okay? All right, let's get to it. So I decided to talk about this because I have experienced it myself. However, y'all know I'm a therapist. So some of my clients are experiencing survivor's remorse right now, but not of a death, but of friends and family that can't go with them. And I am such a lover for people. Like, I love people. I love to help people. I love my, friends and family. I could have a get together every day and be cool. Like, my loved ones here, that's like, how people like, what's your coping skill or what's your self-care? I could say mine is being with my people. Loving on them, talking. Sometimes we don't even have to talk about nothing serious, but just being in their presence and, laughing and thinking about old time stuff like that. So, some of us, we love that. So I'm a lover for people, right? So I've experienced when the people that I care about, that I'm in fellowship with all the time, that I spend my time with, that I grew up with. Let's be real. These are people you have spent maybe 20, 30 plus years with them. And when you look back, you look at your life, where you at, and you look at their life and it's like, I wish they could be here. You know what I'm saying? I wish they could experience this. And I love people so much that my husband he always say, you can't take everybody to heaven with you. Because if I could, I would. Because we all going up here together. We're going to be together. That's me. But in reality and life itself, that is not possible. That's not possible. And so, as I stated, you know, a few of my clients recently have been dealing with this. And I'm like, okay, this is something I should probably talk about. Because a lot of my clients are starting to see their maturity. They're starting to see their success. They're starting to get into their careers. And it's like, man, if only so-and-so could be here to see that. You know, I wish I try to get them a job. You know, this is how far we'll go. We'll try to get them to move out where we are. If we have moved from the city or state we were in, or we would try to get them to get a good job out here. Look for them. We would do their work for them to just come and be in the, you know, the lifestyle we're in, the success that we have. We want them to be a part of it. And so when we feel like at times we're not even doing our part, which is not our, now mind you, us doing that for people is not our responsibility. It's not our responsibility to make someone make a decision on what we would want them to have or do the work for them to get ahead. That's their responsibility. You don't want to be a crutch for somebody. So you got to take your hand off of them and off of what you're doing, because you're really crutching them and they're going to depend on you. But anyway, a lot of us, we do that, right? So I've had a few people to talk about that and talk about where they are and how, you know, their own siblings are not where they want them to be. And it's hurtful. It's very emotional for those who have, and let's go ahead and look, let's put this on the table, right? Let's just say, survivor's remorse. You know how sometimes we live in survival mode. We got to make it one by one. We got to, every day by day, check by check, we making it, we surviving. So us who have pushed through that survival mode of life, and we are now at a place where we are stable, we have more than enough. For those who are still in survival mode, it bothers us. It makes us feel guilty, especially if it's our own. Because it's like, yo, I'm here and they're not. And I know if they was here, their life would be better. So we deal with a lot of guilt. We do. But as I stated earlier, we don't have power and influence like we think. We can be the mold, the role model. We can be all of that, right? And still, they have to make the ultimate decision. And so I've been talking to my clients about that. Like, yo, you know, you're where you're supposed to be. Like, you took the path, you did the work. They have to choose if they want that. Sometimes we don't know. Us that are, you know, have moved on, we are like kind of forcing others to be what we are, and we don't know it because they're not gonna say anything. They want it to be right. If you say, "Oh, I'm here in from Mississippi, right? I'm in Houston now. I'm living life. Like, I want you to come up here. You can move up here. We can do this together, do that together." And they don't want to say no because it sounds good. This is a good idea. Like, it sounds like I'm gonna be on my feet. But the actuality of it is you're kind of forcing them because they're not going to speak up and say, yo, I'm good where I'm at, because that's embarrassing maybe. Because you're hyping it up and they like, yo, I'm good where I'm at. I'm content. And I think that hurts us more when it's like, we don't want them to be content with that, but we have to respect that that's their contentment. We have to respect what their decision is, right? So we deal with a lot of guilt. Sometimes we even deal with shame because, like, my family, they struggling and I'm here, I'm living life. I got a big house, I got a good job, I got a nice car. And I feel like, yo, I'm not doing enough for my family, but you are. You know, whether we know it or not, as survivors, right? People that really push through, we got to be honest and say we are breaking the generational curse. It took you to do it. Now, sometimes we think that, oh, yo, I did it. My sister's gonna do it. My brother's gonna come out here. My mom and everybody, like, we all, like, since I you know, took the first step. I'm the first one that got my doctorate. This is, you know, realistic, y'all. So I was the first one to get my doctorate. Do I think that my nephews are gonna get their doctorate, that my sister's gonna go back to school to get her doctorate? I don't. What I know is that I show that you can do whatever you want to do no matter where you come from, no matter how your life was in the past. I have shown that, right? And so that doesn't mean they got to follow every step of every path that I have. But what I can say is that they know that they too can do that. And so even my children and my nephew's children, they can say, oh, auntie, you know, mama got a doctorate, like she went to school, she did this, we doing this, like I can do it too, and I'm gonna do it. You know, I don't expect it to happen right then and there, because some of this stuff we have to process, and sometimes it takes years to process something mentally that is uncommon with your family. It is. With your friends. This ain't come. He got out the hood, or he the first one to get out the hood. That's crazy. Yeah, he got out. He made a choice to get out, too. The same choice that you can make, but it's up to you to make that choice. So like I said, we feel shame, we feel guilt. And so I wanted to kind of talk through that a little bit to help us not feel so much guilt and shame. For us to feel like, let me do my part. Let me show the world, like, and my family and friends, like, yo, I can be successful, you can too, but it's up to you to do it. I'm not going to stop moving up in my life and doing the things I need to do to be better, to be greater, to be the role model for my family, because you all are not, behind me on that train doing the same. I know that one day somebody gonna break the mold again behind me. And I have to respect where you want to be in your life. Just because we changed and we did something different does not mean that your siblings or your family or friends are less than because they didn't. We don't know what they deal with every day. Even you could live with somebody and still not know mentally what they deal with. Mentally, what they think about themselves and what category they put themselves as to what they can do and what they can't. So we have to respect people and, still do our part, right? And so a lot of times, with survivors, survivor remorse, like I said, sometimes we question ourselves why. Like, we feel guilt, we feel shame. So then we have the ruminating thoughts of, how did I get out and not them? Why me? We question ourselves, and we question God, we question fate, we question, our existence of where we are, because everybody else didn't get there, but why me? Why was I chosen? And when we think about that, we start to think like, it shouldn't be me. Sometimes people turn that thought into something so negative. But I ask that your thought become, it was me because I was the one that was chosen to do it. I'm going to be the role model. I'm breaking the generational curse, the chains. I'm the chain breaker at this point. I was chosen to do that, and I'm grateful, and I'm going to help my family do the same if they would like to. Like, I'm not going to stop, right? So we have those thoughts of, why me? And then we also have the thoughts of, I'm not doing enough. Now, this comes from us that have, we done came a long way, okay? We came from a 1-bedroom house with 4 or 5 kids to you living, lavish in your 3-4, 2-story house or whatever. And because you live this way, you feel like you're not doing enough for your family because they're not there. They're not doing the same, but it's not our responsibility to take care of them. It's our responsibility to continue to do what we are supposed to do for ourselves. That is what would change it. The more that you live your life and show your family that anything can be done, or your friends that anything can be done, is the more that they look up and say, one day that may be me. Maybe not right now, but just because they live that way and you live this way doesn't mean that you're not doing enough. You're doing more than enough. You're setting yourself up in generations behind you. See, sometimes we just think about the right now. We don't think about the future of what we're doing and what is changing. So I would like for those thoughts to change as well. And when you question yourself and say, am I doing enough? They're not where I want them to be. That's the thing. They're not where you want them to be. Have you ever looked back and asked somebody, is this where you want to be? It sounds like sometimes we have answers and we have directions for everybody. But we never ask them, what would you like to be? And be okay with it. And when I say be okay with it, this is hard to hear for some people, right? This is hard to hear. But it's okay. I'm okay with living in a small town where I'm from with my mom forever. That's hard to hear from a 30-year-old or 20, whatever. We ain't even got to do age. Just from somebody who's able to be on their own. It's hard to hear that sometimes because you can see better for them. But we have to respect where they want to be. So sometimes if you're dealing with survivor's remorse when it comes to success and it comes to living a different lifestyle in your family, getting out, making it out, getting it out the mud and making it out, ask them before you make a decision for them, where would you like to be? And be okay with that. Respect them. Because they respect you for doing what you're doing, right? Okay. So let's talk about some steps to help you overcome it, right? I'm giving you the things that we, mentally go through our thoughts and stuff, but let me give you some practical steps, because this may not be the first time you feel survivor remorse with, family, friends, and, things like that, right? So one thing you got to do is you got to allow yourself to feel those emotions, because I want you to feel them because I want you to sit and really. I always make this statement like, we gotta judge it. Let's put it a trial at this point. I got this thought, I got this feeling, but is it actually true? What says it's true and what says it's not? So let me allow myself to feel. I feel sad. All right, well, why you feel sad? Talk it out. I feel sad because my family's not where I want them to be. Okay. All right. So you said your family is not where you want them to be. And you're sad about what you want for them, which is nothing wrong with you wanting more for them. But have you ever considered what they want for them so that you don't have the feelings of being sad because they're not where you want them to be? Y'all get it, right? So if I respect and I ask them, where do you want to be? And I take it, respect it. I no longer feel, even if I get a little sad, right? That's cool. Like, we all feel emotional. Like, man, I wish my family was up here, blah, blah, blah. But I won't be so in a dark space and sad because I respected what they want for themselves. So anytime I'm like, yo, I wish my family were here, but I understand that's where they want to be, and I respect that, and I love them. So no matter what, we're gonna always be family, we're gonna always be friends. I ain't gonna be sad about it. You know, that's what they choose to do, right? So allow yourself to feel so you can put your feelings on trial so that, I know it sounds crazy, but put your feelings on trial so you can say, what's false, what's true, let's go through it, right? You having this whole debate. Somebody to judge, and we got to go through the whole thing. Lawyers going back. It's a true thing, though, because your feelings will make you think what you feel most times is right. And sometimes we're feeling something that we don't even have to feel. We're putting ourselves through that. So I want you to allow yourself to feel what you feel. And so the next thing is, don't isolate from the people that you want to see more from. And don't isolate from the people that you have told yourself that blame you for going on, for moving up. Like, y'all know we got people, yeah, you in the big leagues now, like you up there, you doing, y'all know we got some negative people. Like, they saying something in a child, it ain't positive. They saying something to commend us on where we are in our life, but they saying it in a shady and nasty way. Like, what you blame me for living my life, for doing what I want to do. Don't isolate from the people. You stand up strong and you stand up tall, and you don't ever have to be in no toxic environment. That's when you can leave. But as far as like hiding from them and I don't want to go through that today. No, you be proud of where you are. You know what I'm saying? Be proud of where you come from and where you are today. And that's real. And so when those people come around, those naysayers are people like, yeah, you doing all right. You got a big old house. That's that little job. Y'all know how people do it. That little, don't live me, because I didn't live you. So, but people can be very rude and say that. You stand up and say, yeah, I got a really nice job. Like, I'm doing real good, for real. And I'm grateful for where I am. And, I commend anybody else if they want to go. Be positive. You don't never have to be negative to negative. And you ain't got to isolate yourself or run to hide from nobody who doing that to you. So don't isolate. Show them people like you stand up tall where you are, because that shows more of, yo, he doing good. Like, he's proud of where he is. Like, he's speaking. He looks more confident. She looks more confident. She, look like it changed her. And most of the times when we get out, if that's a desire we have, we do change for the better. Because we're going after something that's already out of our scope, different. Ain't nobody did it but us. So you got to go in with a changed mind, open heart, so that you can change overall. So don't isolate. Hold on, y'all. Had a little sip. So the next thing is continue to do good. And that's kind of what I was saying in the last statement. Like, you hold your head out, you be confident in what you do and continue to do good. Continue to strive. People can make you feel, and I say, let's just say haters. We can call it what we call it, but haters can make you feel so small and wrong for doing great. Because of how they say stuff, what they say, how they make you feel guilty. Like, you out here, especially people that don't know no better, that they're on the outside looking in, example, this is your family, you move, right? You moved to New York, family still in Mississippi, Houston, wherever, right? Small town, Baytown, whatever. And you got people that's, down the street, or at the church or whatever. Not to say church do that, but I'm just trying to give an example. They're like, yeah, you moved all the way to New York and your family's still here. That'll make you feel bad. Like, yeah, they are. And then that'll make you feel like, well, should I move back? No. We don't have to express everything to everybody. especially people on the outside of our lives. Honey, long as I know what my family want me to know is that's their choice to be there, then that's all that matters. So yeah, I'm in New York. Yeah, they back home. So what? That's their choice. My choice is to do this, but they can always welcome whenever they make their mind up. Whenever they choose different. Don't let people make you feel guilty for saying things that are so negative, that are hurtful, that make you question what did you do that was right. Continue to do good. Don't stop. You know what I'm saying? Just keep going. And the other thing is seek help. So, like I said, I have clients that come to me, and we've talked about this recently. And it's been an issue to where I felt with it myself. Like, I moved out here to Houston. I want my mama to come, my sister them, like, I want everybody, because this is like, I even had friends like, y'all come visit me. I want to show you around. I want to take you here, I'm trying to hype it up so that they can move here, right? And not saying some of them didn't want to. Some of them still want to move out here or whatever. But the thing is, we want that for them, but we're not asking what they want. So we doing too much, And I think one of the biggest things is that sometimes we can't talk to our friends. We can't talk to our family, because those may be the people, our safe people, right? You know how you got safe spaces? We also have safe people. So when you have those safe people who you are talking about, that you can't talk to them about them, then you seek help. And a lot of times therapists are there to even help. Say, we have therapists who specialize in so much stuff, right? I specialize in suicide prevention, depression, and then I work with those who've anxiety, life phases, grief. I do all of that, right? And so you have people who are there to help you vent, to help you talk it through, so that you don't have to feel bad, like to give you a different perspective. So I always say, when you begin to get in this place of your life, seek help. Because what we tend to do, and what I have seen happen for those who maybe haven't encountered therapy yet, is that they talk themselves out of what they're doing, because their guilt eats them, right? But it's a guilt that you never was supposed to have. That guilt wasn't for you. You didn't do anything for that guilt. But a lot of people, their guilt eats them. So if you feel like you're at a place where that guilt is really getting to you, that shame, feel like you're not doing enough for your family, your friends, like, you even thinking about going back, and you're in a good position. I won't go back because I feel like, they not here where I want them to be. Seek help. Talk it out. Something called talk therapy, where you literally are in therapy just venting. I'm in here venting. I'm just talking, and they're going to talk back to you. And then most of the things that you need to hear, they'll give it to you. They'll give you the honest truth. Some of the truths may be hard to hear, but it's worth hearing and knowing the truth than to keep lying to yourself and you feeling bad and eating yourself up about a choice that you made that was better for you. So for all of us that are dealing with survivor's remorse, I want us to get past it. And I want us to respect the decision of the other person. They may not want to be where you are, but does that mean that your entire family and those that come, no generation to come, will do the same? Nah, you broke the mold. You broke the chain. And if anything, you should pride yourself on that. Congratulate yourself. Give yourself a reward, because you did something that is going to change your family's generation forever. It may not happen right now with your friends. It may not happen right now with your family, but it will make a difference. And you gotta believe that. All right, so I hope that you all enjoyed our show. And until next time, let's talk about it.